Hello folks. Good to be back again. So, I just want to show you something very dear to my heart, folks, and you could say possibly where it all started for me, and it's something that from my childhood, which I have treasured for years, and I'd like to share it with you. Let's have a look. Right then, folks. So here it is. The Action Man Talking Commander. It's still in its original box, and it's made by the English toy company Palitoy. And I know at the moment there's seems to be a growing interest in Action Man and all things related, accessories and vehicles and all kinds of things. But I want to show you my Talking Commander. Now he originates from about 1982 or 83, and the first thing that's always captured my attention is the box, folks. Now the box is flipping amazing. I've always loved these toys. I had these from about age 5, 3 to 5 roughly, and they're one of the very few things I've actually kept from those times, folks. And this Action Man is a bit different because he talks, folks. So we're going to have a look, and we're going to get him out of his box, and I'm going to show him to you. Right, folks, so here he is from the top down. We have the Action Man Talking Commander, and I have had this since I was a child, and I've treasured it, and I've looked after it, and his uniform and equipment, accessories and stuff are in surprisingly good condition. And I'm going to show you a couple of features if I can. First of all, I'm going to show you the I lift his hat up a little bit. I'm going to show you the famous eagle eyes, folks. Now this was a feature that came in on the 1970s Action Man, and on the back of his head there is a small lever which you can probably make out just about there. You can see there's a small lever on the back of his head, folks, and that is the famous Action Man eagle eyes, because it just sort of like has always given you the impression that he's aware of you wherever you're standing, which is quite impressive, folks. And he is wearing the British Army styled, what would have been the woolly pullover. Right, folks, so he's popped his pistol back in his holster, and we look at his trousers. Well, they are pretty much an accurate sort of like representation of the British Army lightweight trousers, which was one of the uniform that was worn in the 1970s and the 1980s. It was kind of like a smarter alternative to the combat DPM camouflage trousers. But his boots are pretty good as well. I think they're meant to be realistically image of his high leg combat boots. And but there's one thing about this officer. He's got his officer's cap on there, see? And now you can usually tell with Action Men what sort of era they're from, because you've got different sorts of Action Man. Now the really early ones, they had rubber molded hair, but this Action Man has actually got kind of like this artificial hair, which does have a very sort of like realistic sort of finish to it, and it's pretty good. And this was the Action Man, this era of Action Man was what we had when I was a child. And you've also got his representation of a webbing belt as well, and he's pretty good, folks. He's pretty accurate. And now with these Action Men, all of the uniforms, you can literally change the uniform on the figure, and there are a multitude of different uniforms. But this was a box set, and this particular Action Man came exactly as he's dressed now, and with the accessory of his pistol belt and his officer's cap. But there is one really special feature which I want to try and show you in a minute, folks, which is because after all, he is the talking commander. So I'm just going to figure out a way I can show that to you, and we'll be back. Right then, folks, so we have our Action Man Talking Commander, and as you can see on the back there, we have this tag, folks. This tag, and this is where the magic kind of happened, because if we're going to withdraw the cords carefully.
Advance in single file.
And he says different phrases.
What's the password? Give me some cover.
Give me some cover.
What's the password?
What's the password?
Give me some cover.
Give me some cover. I think he will actually say a few other things as well.
Give me some cover. Some cover.
Yeah, it does kind of cycle through the phrases, folks, but you have to pull this cord. And one of the things I learned to do when I was a child to make it sound a bit more realistic was to, rather than let the cord go really quickly, advance in single file. There we go, that was a different phrase. What else?
Advance in single file.
Advance in single file. Obviously, it was a bit of a novelty in the very early 80s, and it was probably a big first for me, because I always wondered, having played with Action Man for a while, what it would be like if Action Man could really talk, folks. And this was the first experience of Action Man talking, and in complete Action Man style, he acts being a military officer here, then he actually does say some things accordingly, which is great. So I'm going to pop him down for a second, and we're going to take another look at the box. Right then, folks, so this is the box, and now, to be honest with you, I'm amazed at how this box has survived. I mean, it is not perfect, folks, it's not immaculate, but it is in very good condition. And I believe here, on the bottom of the box, there is an original price tag, folks, which meant that in 1980 something, my Action Man Talking Commander was £8.99, folks. £8.99. Now, I've no idea how much he's worth now, but I would say personally that probably considerably more than the price of his original purchase. But there's one or two things inside the box which I'm going to show you. We'll have a read of it first of all. Now, as a feature with these Action Men, there was actually a feature to make Action Man literally lie down with the rifle like he is in the picture. There was a lug, because his head was held on with elastic, basically, folks. And you could rock the head back slightly, and there was a little lug that it would fit into. So that meant you could have the soldier lying down prone with his head looking up rather than staring into the floor. And on the side of the box, it's a list of contents, which is, to the very best of my knowledge, is all present and correct. We've got the Action Man, the cap, the scarf, the sweater, the belt, the pistol holster, the trousers, and the boots. That's basically what came with this set. And 5 random military commands, as you saw there with the Talking Commander. When we pulled his cord, he did actually say a number of different phrases. And we've also got, that's the contents again, the base of the box, which is incredible, with the original price tag on it. And I'm going to fish out some things that are inside the box, because I'd like to show you, folks. Right, folks, so inside the original box, there's a few things in here that has actually shocked me, because of the fact that they're still here with the Action Man in the box. And first of all, we've got the warning sticker. The commander should not be used with the Red Devil outfit. So no skydiving, and of course no frogman activity, which basically means this Action Man doll should not be taken in the bath, folks. So bearing in mind this was a toy. And we've also got this, the original included sheet with it. It says, Talking Commander, these are the orders that your commander will say. So, enemy tanks approaching, give me some cover, what's the password, advance in single file, and send out the patrol. Indeed, absolutely. And also on the back here, there's I think this is some kind of warranty form here that was never filled out by myself, and even asked for your age. Look, how good is that? But this is something else as well. This is Action Man Star Awards. Now, many years ago, when you bought Action Man in the shops, the boxes, because they did a lot of the vehicles and the bulky things all came in boxes, folks. Then you actually had, on the box, there was a section of the box you could cut out, which would actually award you a number of stars, depending on what you bought. So if it was something like a uniform set, you may get 1 star, or if it was something larger, like a vehicle, a tank, something like that, you could get up to like 4 stars. Well, you would save your stars, cut them off the box, and stick them here on the sheet. And of course, once you had enough stars, there were all kinds of things you could hit. Here are some targets by getting. You could get 5 stars or more. You would get, I think it looks like some cards or something. And then 8 stars, you would get the weapons pack. 8 stars, looks like it's the NATO weapons pack with the SLR rifle, and of course the what's that thing called again? The British submachine gun, Sterling submachine gun. And then up to 12 stars, you could get the bazooka and what looks like the 30 caliber machine gun. And also 14, you would get a uniform set. 16, you would get up to 16 stars, you'd get a uniform set. And of course, then you'd be literally going on to 21 stars is a free Action Man doll. And of course, 19 stars, would be the now this was a gyro pack. This was a novelty that I vaguely remember, because one of my friends actually had the gyro pack for his Action Man. And the idea being, it was a button on there that you just pushed and it would slowly release, but it would make the gyro head spin, which was pretty special, folks. Especially when we were 8 years old, it was awesome. It was the best thing ever. And of course, 24 stars, you get a tent. That's pretty amazing. So here you've got your questionnaire. How long have you been collecting the Action Man? Yeah. What do you particularly like about Action Man? Is there anything you definitely dislike, or what do you think would make a good outfit or accessory? So at the time, then the Palitoy, they were actually open to, bearing in mind this would have been a boys' toy, folks, before we get involved in anything else. It's definitely a boys' toy, and it's asking for the youngsters' feedback from various products and things. So that is brilliant. Now, as you can see, I never collected the stars very much, and you know, it's an original publication. It's from Palitoy, and it tells you all about your rewards for collecting them and stuff. And that came in the box with the Action Man. And this is kind of like a guide to what I was talking about a minute ago, with the features of Action Man, like the hands that really grip. We saw him holding the pistol, and obviously rope climbing as well. He can climb ropes, and you know, all kinds of other features about the Action Man, which is brilliant. And poses as well, how to adjust your Action Man into various poses. And you know, good advice for, like, if his leg is in that position, don't force it straight down and then push it back. Yeah, well, basically just advice, folks, for lads. And tells you how to put the Action Man into the sharpshooter position, the prone firing position. Prone means lying down. And the best to last, I'm just going to stop the camera. I'm going to open this out so I can show you. Right then, so also in the box we have this wonderfully folded up, neat and in excellent condition poster. This was the poster, the official Action Man poster. Whatever year it was that this was printed, I'm not exactly sure, but I would say it's definitely early 80s, because obviously we have the well-known military side of Action Man, or the earthbound military side of Action Man, and the Scorpion tank at the top there. And also we have, there he is looking pretty mean with his SLR rifle, and the Jeep, folks. now that's another story, because I actually do have one of those, so I might feature that soon on another video. But look at this. This is the Action Man, believe it's Space Raider, is it, or Space Ranger? And it's awesome. Now this is quite incredibly rare because you don't really see much of it anymore. I think the army version was much more popular or with the boys than the space version, but obviously there was a full range of accessories, you know, and this is just a wonderful artwork on this picture. It's amazing. This is the space sort of like futuristic side of it, which I dare say attracted a lot of attention from other boys that may have been into that sort of stuff. And we're going to turn it over. Right then, so this, on the back of the poster we've just seen, we've got this. Now this is the official Action Man range. You've got many different uniforms, and World War II, and literally post-war as well. You've got the Frogman's uniform, you've got the, you know, all kinds of sea exploration and weapons, and that machine gun nest, folks. I always remember that, but I never had it. But it's brilliant. And of course, and the vehicles of the day. Now the Jeep we have. I also have part of this vehicle. I haven't explored it yet and looked at it, but yeah, definitely this was the kind of thing that you got out of the box when you opened your new Action Man, and you basically were thrilled to see that there was all these accessories and the vehicles as well. That used to just absolutely make my day, looking at all this, and it was brilliant. And we've also got the Space Ranger. That I knew it was called the Space Ranger catalogue there. So absolutely brilliant, folks. So I hope you've just had a look at this little childhood treasure that I've held on to for all these years, and I've always just thought it's just such a wonderfully special thing. And to be quite honest, my dad was in the Navy when I was a little boy, and I've always had a very sort of strange interest in, well, kind of like a repetitive interest that's never faded, basically, folks, regards to all things sort of military and stuff. And when I was a teenager, I was in the cadets as well, and here I am at age 48 here. Now, perhaps, maybe, I don't know, this is where it all started, and well, it certainly is for me anyway. But I hope you've enjoyed it, folks. And for me, an old Action Man here, I'd like to say thanks for watching, and please take care. We'll be back soon.